Hi guys, so it's me
What's
Tyson. I'm
poppin',
back
baby?
today, and I've been, jotting down ideas and stuff, in a little notes app, and for the iPhone users or my Apple users, in a little notes app, just thinking of ideas. One thing I do want to talk about today, I got a couple things, but this is to start off with the agenda. We're going to talk about the differences between assimilation and appropriation. All right. Now, when it comes to February, it seems like everybody, not gonna say everybody. We know which everybody I'm talking about, but everybody finds a way to act a fool instead of just giving us our time to, appreciate our history and our culture. Because it's bad enough that we have to look for it as a whole. Everybody talks about the public system is broken and they're not teaching our kids right and this and that. Well, how do you think we feel? Because literally all our kids learn in school is slavery, and that's to put them in that mindset that your people were nothing but slaves. That's all you will be. That's why that's taught. That's the only thing that's taught. They don't teach you about the man who invented the potato chip, the man who invented either the bicycle or the tricycle. I believe it was the bicycle. There's this whole Instagram page. I'm gonna put the at on here later on to shout them out, but it's like old me and seeing or me seeing or something, and I follow them. They post like daily and not even daily, but hourly, kind of almost like throughout the day. This black inventor invented this and that, and it's known for this and that. And like, I'm probably going like I've been screenshotting them slowly, like creepy kind of, not creepy, but like just collecting, different informations and whatnot. Oops, excuse me, I'm sorry. And I think I'm gonna like compile them together and maybe put them, show them throughout the video. So at any rate, I yeah, so let's start with assimilation. Okay, assimilation is when one race has to survive. And by the meaning, by when I say survive, I mean they have to mimic the ways of others to survive. For instance, when black people go to a job interview, they don't go there with, unless it's maybe, I don't want to, well, yeah, unless it's maybe like fast food or something. Like if they're going to a corporate office, to apply for a job there or however that system works. I have no idea about the corporate world. That's just not where I want to be in. So I don't know how that whole process works out. But I can tell you right now, if Tyrone is going in the office building to speak to somebody about a business opportunity or any of the following, he's not wearing dreads. He's got his hair cut low, either low or faded, straight up cut off. You know, same with Tasha or Shakita, whichever black person you want to use. I'm not trying to use black stereotypical names. I'm just using those to let you know we're differentiating who we're talking about. So yeah, when Tasha walks in for her job interview, same with Tasha. She's not walking in there. When she walks in there, her hair more than likely it cannot be natural. It has to be straightened out. Has to have something, even a perm. But she's not walking in there rocking her natural kinky curls. That's just not something that we're able to do in this day and age. And slowly you'll see like even television programming, has gotten a little better about it. For the first time ever, I seen a black girl on one of the toothpaste commercials. I was like, well, thank you. We can finally have clean white teeth like everybody else. Thank you so much. And she had kinky curly hair, so I gave them 2 pluses. Cause it was, I believe it was Crest 3D, and up until then, literally up until then, I watch a lot of TV. However, up until then, I've only seen Becky's and Tom's up there brushing their teeth and telling them what they rinse their mouth with, telling us what they rinse their mouth with. Really, I'm being dead honest. Up until then, that's all I've seen on those, Crest 3D commercials and stuff like that and whatnot. And my dentist recommends and all that crap. But at any rate, our natural hairstyles, they're being more accepted. But I mean, still, like when we was in my computer class the other day, we were looking up, it was an ethics activity or whatever, and we had to look up what's appropriate for a job interview and what's not. Every black girl, I think even a white girl said it, because when we were doing the like when we were presenting what we found or whatever, we broke it up into like groups of 3 or 4. Everyone said hair should be straightened. And we've been conditioned to think that is the way that you need to look when you walk in there. However, that is assimilating. You know, we can't sit there and dye. Well, I mean, you can dye your hair blonde if you want to. I'm not going to. But, I mean, you know, we can't put blue eyes in and, well, you could do that too if you want, but I'm not going to do that. You get the gist of what I'm saying, though. You know, we can never look like them. However, when we want to go in for a job interview or something, like, we have to mimic as close as possible to them. You know, and then and certain races have to worry about it, certain don't. Black people is one of the main reasons, races that have to worry about that. So that is assimilation. That is survival 101. Because, I mean, you can walk in there trying to, you know, trying to stay true to who you are if you want to, but that may diminish your effort, or not your effort, but your chance to get that job and to earn a place in that job field. Is you can see, and you know, I feel like, you know, like some of them, it's an issue for us to even love ourselves. Like, you know, especially you'll see it show up in Black History Month. You'll see who the real Trump supporters are, really and truly. I think for the most part, many of us don't go bashing them for, you know, just there's no reason behind it. You know what I'm saying? But if we sit there, you know, excuse me, I'm so sorry. You know, we're sitting there posting, you know, Black Lives Matter, pro-black, this, that, and that, the other. Some of them start to feel threatened, you know. Oh, well, I mean, shouldn't all lives matter? That's not the point, though. That's like the same way, you know, the debate with Black Lives Matter and All Lives Matter. That's like going to a breast cancer event and screaming, what about liver cancer? What about tumors? They're all important, but that's not what we're here for right now. We, out of all the other races, are the ones who need encouragement right now. And we don't need it from everybody else. We need it from each other. That's my thing. And I feel like that's where a lot of these, you know, debatable and controversial arguments come from. You know, granted, you are right. There is black on black crime in our community. However, why are we saying black on black? Just say crime. There's no white on white crime. There's no Latino on Latino crime. I had a talk with somebody the other day in the comment sections, which I think I might post it after the video or whatever, or maybe do a whole nother video on it. And he was just not listening to what I was saying. I was asking him over and over, why do you think there's only a black on black crime? That's a tactic that is used to further push the agenda, to make it look like we are the only ones, either we are the only ones who have crime, or we have the most of it, and that's not true at all. Everyone does a little bit of something at the end of the day, really and truly. So, and I'm not saying everybody kills, but you get what I'm saying. Every one of our races has somewhat of death upon their hands. And that's the point that, you know, we're getting at. We're trying to find some positives in all these negatives, you know. But, yeah, so assimilation, that is what that is. Now, let me tell you what assimilation is not. Assimilation is not a black girl going to go get a blonde weave and get her some blue contacts, blue or green contacts. That's not assimilation. That's some self-hatred going on. That's some self-hatred, baby. That's all I'm going to say on that. That's not assimilation, though. So, yeah, let's go ahead and make that clear. That's not assimilation. However, that is not appropriation either, because blonde hair and blue eyes is not the only, that's a genetic thing. That's not of white people. There is, truth be told, they might not live in America, but if you go on some islands in Africa and wherever else, you'll find some blonde-haired, blue-eyed black babies. You just have to look for them, but you will find them. Shoot, my cousin, not my cousin, but my cousin's cousin, on one of his sides of the family, they was born that way, and for a long time, it took him about 2 years for his eyes to turn brownish. They're more of a brownish tint now, but yeah. He had blonde hair, and he had the brownish, or he had brownish, bluish eyes. More blue than brown at the beginning, in like his baby pictures and stuff. So, you know, that's not a culture thing of them. I know a lot of them, when you start talking about cultural appropriation, they like to bring that up. Well, you know, y'all get blonde weaves and blue eyes. It's not the same thing, though. Now, I will say that, for one, you look goofy with blonde weave and blue eyes, but, I mean, that is what it is. You have to, just like... And now we're about to move into appropriation now that I'm about to bring this up. Just like, now we're going to talk about appropriation. But hold on to that thought. Appropriation is when you take something from another person's culture And here's where the issue comes. It's not that you're taking it. Either one, it looks whack on you. But that's just a personal opinion. But here's where the real points are at. Two, you take that piece of their culture without understanding it. Katy Perry is guilty of a lot of culture appropriation. And three, here's where the insult I feel comes for, especially for black people. When you can walk around with that same hairstyle that I can, and I'm coined ghetto, hood rat, welfare. Let me not say the N word because they can call us that. So let's be slick on and say what they say. Let's see, welfare, low income, crack baby. I'm called any of these names, and worse than anything but an angel, because of the hairstyle that I chose on my head. However, if we throw Tiffany and so dang, we throw Tiffany some weave in her head, or we cornrow Tiffany's head, or shoot, when I was looking up Bantu knots, trying to do my hair. Out of the first 5 videos I seen, I scrolled down, I seen a white bit doing her child, putting Bantu knots in her child head. Now here's my thing. We've been using hairstyles for those hairstyles for the longest. Here's for me where it is. Just like, white people want to use the N-word and they want to say nigga. They feel that it should be a word that everybody can use. Here's my take on that. You can use it. You can use it. But just like we have to be responsible when we use the word, that don't think because we're black we can use it anywhere we go. It's inappropriate for me to start walking up in a restaurant and nigga this, nigga that. That's a word I use in between my friends. But at any rate, if you choose to use that word, you take the responsibility